So we've got a bit of a water feature here, a nice little fish pond. The fish is surprisingly massive. It's a huge goldfish. It's got some very large koi. I'm not sure if you're really getting a picture with all this reflection of how big these fish actually are, but they're really quite big. We'll just turn the fountain off for a second so we can see the fish a bit better. It's just lined with a bit of liner. And you know, if you got some universal rock edge rocks, you could cover up those edges really neatly.
Oh, right, okay.
Just, you know, I'm sure that's somewhere on your priority list.
We're wondering whether we need to build another one. It's getting too big.
Yeah, well, these fish would love a promotion, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So these fish used to live in a little pond that was here.
Yeah, underneath the cascading waterfall.
And then the fish got promoted from there into this one. It's just got a little biological filter here. Got a UV sterilizer on it. It's really important that these biological filters are run 24/7 because the bacteria that grows in there always wants oxygen and water flow and nutrients, but the UV sterilizers shouldn't be on all the time. Maybe turn them on for a week, off for a week, or whatever, as long as they're not running 24/7, or because they're on the inlet, they stop good new bacteria settling. So we've got a little light here to light her up at night time. Starting to see the fish much better now. And the other thing that was extremely notable is this is a... how long ago did you put this in?
Oh, I think last season.
So last season,
Yeah, last December, January.
the water cleanser was added, and apparently there was algae everywhere. Was it algae in the water, or was it just all over the place?
In the water. We had strings of algae.
So big strings of algae, and then since this water cleanser was added, it's pretty phenomenal actually. There's a very light bio cover of algae, which I would suggest is completely normal ever since this thing's been added.
These guys are loaded up anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's not too much though. So we're just coming out of summer, out of winter right now, and these fish have just not been active at all because it's been quite a cold winter, and they've all been hiding in this corner over here. And just in the last week the temperature's warmed up, and these guys have now got their appetite, and now they're very active. It's really important that you don't feed your fish when they're not looking hungry and using their energy. So all of winter you don't want to feed your fish at all. And then when it warms up, their metabolism speeds up, they start becoming a lot more active, and that's when they want to be fed. And even then you only need to feed them a couple of times a week. So you don't want to over-nutrient your fish. These fish here have come out of winter, and their body weight is perfect. They're not underweight at all. How often were they fed in the winter?
Oh, they were not fed for 3-4 months.
Yeah, so these fish have not been fed for several months.
Only if anything live fell in.
Yeah, that's right. Just natural foods, and their body weight is absolutely perfect. So you do not want to feed outdoor fish in winter. You only want to feed them in summer. And so the way you see these fish are now, that's how your fish should be. So often people overfeed them and their fish look like little tanks. This guy's keen. He's very keen for some food. So where are you going to promote these guys to?
Next spot's further up the yard.
Right. Cool. All right. Well,
I'll have to get a 3x3 metre tank.
look forward to that.